Do we like this hire, Joe Judge, not Judge Joe Brown, Joe Judge, as the Giants head coach?
JJ, hey. Respect to Joe Judge, who I didn't like until I entered his name into Google and went deeper than just what the bio would suggest in terms of being a wide receiver special teams coach. And I started to put it all together, and I actually like the hire. One, it's out the box. Let's respect that. So it's not just a traditional tread. Two, as a special teams coach, you get in front of the entire team. Offensive coordinators don't. Defensive coordinators don't. And a special teams coach knows that his key to success is to motivate that room, because that room doesn't want to be there. No one ever raises their hand after draft day and say, man, I can't wait to play special teams. You hate it, but you find that that's a way to your success. And for some guys, that's their livelihood. So when you have a young coach, 38, who gets in front of the room and has the vote of confidence from the Don himself, Bill Belichick, said, this guy's next. You know what? After the top layer of who and what, I actually respect and admire them for going out the box and hiring Joe Judge.
I agree with you. I was there with him for a hot few months. He's a guy that everyone, he was well respected. They looked up to him. He was a guy that, like you said, he was at the head of the helm for all the special teams that they had going on. The only issue that I would have with it is that I probably would have wanted to see somebody with a little bit more experience at head coaching than just being the helm of that unit. Other than that, I don't have too much of an issue with it.
I like the hire. When you look at the history of what's going on, and we go to Baltimore, who's probably arguably the hottest team in the National Football League right now, guy by the name by John Harbaugh, who was the head coach there, was the special teams guy in Philadelphia for Andy Reid. Andy Reid saw the competency, he saw the innovation of what he brought to the table. And I think in a day and age where things may be getting a tad bit stale, and then we'll continue on the conversation of coaches, but in this day and age, you have to have somebody who's innovative, can capture the imagination of his players and bring some excitement to the team. So regardless of us knowing him or him being a big-name prospect, I think it's a solid hire.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that I landed there as well, because I had the initial reaction like that. Who the hell is this? When I saw Patriots coach Giants, I assumed it was Josh McDaniels. And then I'm like, well, hold on. I haven't heard of Joe Judge. I haven't heard anything about him. But I did think about Andy Reid when he had John Harbaugh, elevated John Harbaugh to DB's coach to enhance his chances of becoming a head coach in the NFL. It was a one-year deal, the same thing as Bill Belichick just did for this guy, elevating the wide receivers coach to enhance his ability to become a head coach. That's Andy Reid signing off on John Harbaugh. This is Bill Belichick signing off on Joe Judge. And Marcellus, I think the point that you make in terms of the special teams coach addresses the entire team and then motivates unwilling participants to do what the Patriots special teams did this year. They carried this team. Everybody, and all respect to Peter King, who I respect a lot, but everybody's talking about, oh, I can't believe they didn't interview Josh McDaniels. Well, hold on. Josh McDaniels' unit was a problem for the Patriots this year. Right. Joe Judge's unit was a strength for the Patriots this year. I think in terms of coverage and in terms of blocking punts and just creating field position, his unit was an asset for the Patriots. So, and to me, I'm like, well, Josh McDaniels has already failed once. He turned down the Colts. Why would anybody be in hot pursuit of him so much? So I don't have a problem with this Judge Joe. Or
Judge Joe. I see you respect to that, brother. Look, and Josh McDaniels failed with flying colors as well, because a lot of players were upset with him as their head coach and how he ran that organization. Being a motivator of men, being a special teams coach, he's studying for his Ph.D. in education. Go get it, Joe. So when you get into that room, I want to talk a little bit more about that room because I was in that room. You were in that room, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, that was my only way.
Yeah, your only way, right?
I was in that room. Come on.
Yeah, but we were in that room a
That's
little
different.
different. You were different than me.
We was in that room to make it.
Right,
You was
right.
in that
Me
room
too.
just because they said, hey, just look at this.
Yeah,
for
let's
us.
humble LaVar for a
Yeah.
second. So here you go. You're in that room, and no one fully wants to be in that room unless they know that's their only way. And a special teams coach will walk up to you and say, look, man, I need 100% every single play. You're like, I don't make my money off of special teams. No one does in this league. And I remember our coach used to say, I need you to go to 100% because I can't even guarantee you'll make a play if you do go 100. But if you don't, I will guarantee you won't make a play. And that's the mindset and that's the leadership that comes out of this. You also focus in on the hidden yardage. You hit on it. They were number one in terms of average starting field position, opponent starting position. This is a unit that was leading the pack, and he had to focus in on those little details to motivate those men. That's positive.
Let me add this. Sometimes the biggest heartbeat, the strongest heartbeat of a team is a special teams player. It was Slater in New England.
Yeah.
When I came into the league, Eric Metcalf and Deion Sanders were the guys who pushed the importance of what special teams was. So to me, when you're looking at the influence that these type of coaches have and the influence that it can have on the players and what that can represent in the locker room, I think it has a great opportunity to have a ton of success and possibly see what happened in Baltimore.
The other thing I think the Giants there's a narrative, maybe trying to ride this wave. There's a narrative on Belichick assistants that they don't work out. But we've got Bill O'Brien right now, Mike Vrabel, not an assistant, but he's off the Patriots tree. Having success, Brian Flores, I think most people think he did an awesome job in Miami.
And he beat them.
And so, to me, I would never give up on Belichick assistants. I wouldn't. You want to pick from the tree of success, and I know that maybe some of these guys have been riding Bill Belichick's coattails, but I just don't know who's been doing it better, who's been creating a better culture than the Patriots, and I just don't have a problem with organizations that keep picking from that tree.
There it is.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.